Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the sound of thousands of voices. The heat of the Roman sun. The smell of sand and iron. The tension in the air. You are standing inside the Colosseum. It is the year 80 AD. The Roman Empire is at its peak. Before you rises a massive structure of stone. Tall. Powerful. Unforgettable. The Colosseum is not just a building. It is a symbol. A symbol of power. Of entertainment. Of survival. More than 50,000 people fill the seats. Senators in white robes. Merchants. Soldiers. Children. They are not here for a simple show. They are here for blood. Below the arena floor, in dark underground tunnels, a young gladiator waits. His name is Marcus. He was not born a warrior. He was once a farmer's son. He once had a quiet life. Fields. Family. Peace. But war changed everything. Captured by Roman soldiers. He was sold as a slave. Trained to fight. Trained to survive. Trained to entertain. For Rome, gladiators are heroes. But for Marcus, every fight is a question. Will I see tomorrow? The gates open. The sunlight blinds him for a second. The crowd explodes in sound. Some cheer. Some shout. Some demand violence. Marcus steps onto the sand. The sand is not golden anymore. It is dark in places. Stained by those who fought before him. Across the arena stands his opponent. A tall man. Heavy armor. A sharp blade reflecting the sun. They do not hate each other. But only one may leave alive. The emperor watches from above. In ancient Rome, the crowd has power. If they are pleased, a gladiator may live. If they are disappointed, a thumb can decide his fate. The fight begins. Metal against metal. Breathing heavy. Sand rising with every movement. Marcus remembers his father's voice. Strength is not only in the body. It is in the mind. He moves carefully. Not with anger. But with strategy. Minutes feel like hours. The crowd grows louder. His opponent attacks again. Marcus falls. The blade touches his throat. Silence spreads through the Colosseum. 50,000 people wait. Marcus looks up at the sky. For a moment, he does not see Rome. He sees his old home. Fields under the sun. His mother's smile. Then something changes. His opponent hesitates. In that small second, Marcus finds his chance. He pushes forward. The balance shifts. The blade falls from his enemy's hand. Now Marcus stands. His opponent is on the ground. The crowd screams. Some shout for death. Others shout for mercy. Marcus breathes heavily. He looks at the emperor. The emperor raises his hand. The entire Colosseum holds its breath. Then, the thumb turns upward. Mercy. The crowd erupts. Marcus survives. But survival in the Colosseum is never permanent. Another fight will come. Another day. Another test. The Colosseum is not only about violence. It is about power. Rome used these games to control the people, to distract them, to entertain them, to remind them who ruled the world. The building itself is a masterpiece, built in only 8 years, using stone, concrete, and genius engineering. It had hidden elevators, underground chambers, trapdoors for animals, lions, tigers, bears. Sometimes the arena became a forest. Sometimes it became a battlefield. And sometimes it became a place where ordinary men became legends. Today, the Colosseum still stands. Not complete. Not untouched. But standing. It has survived earthquakes. Wars. Time itself. When you visit Rome now, you do not hear the screams. You hear footsteps. Cameras clicking. Voices in many languages. But if you stand quietly, very quietly, you can almost feel it. The tension. The courage. The fear. The Colosseum teaches us something important. Survival is not always about strength. It is about endurance. About adapting. About rising again. After falling. Just like Marcus. Just like Rome. Just like us. Because in life, we all enter arenas. We all face battles. And sometimes, all we can do is step forward into the light and fight for one more day. The Colosseum is more than ruins. It is a reminder of blood, of glory, and of survival. Learn English slowly and clearly. Listen, repeat, and feel the words. Repeat this video every day to improve your English. When the crowd leaves, when the cheering fades, when the emperor returns to his palace, the Colosseum does not sleep. Beneath the arena floor, there is another world. A hidden world. A silent world. A world of chains, whispers, and fear. It is called the Hypogeum. Dark corridors stretch under the sand. Wooden elevators creak slowly. Iron cages hold creatures that do not understand Rome. Lions pace in circles. Tigers growl in the shadows. Horses breathe nervously. And men wait in silence. Marcus sits on a wooden bench. His body is covered in bruises. His hands shake, not from weakness, but from exhaustion. He survived today. But survival does not bring freedom. A gladiator who wins becomes valuable. And something valuable is never easily released. A trainer walks past him. Tomorrow, you fight again. No celebration. No rest. No kindness. In Rome, courage is entertainment. Above ground, citizens speak proudly of the games. They call them tradition, honor, glory. But below ground, the truth is different. Here, gladiators speak quietly. Some were criminals. Some were prisoners of war. Some were simply unlucky. They share stories in whispers. A man from Gaul misses his daughter. A former soldier misses his honor. A young boy misses his name. Because here, names disappear. They are not Marcus. Not Lucius. Not Tiberius. They are fighters. Numbers. Investments. The Colosseum is brilliant architecture. Built under Emperor Vespasian. Opened by his son, Titus. For 100 days, Rome celebrated its opening. Animals were slaughtered. Gladiators died. The people applauded. But few remember the cost. The Colosseum was built by thousands of Jewish prisoners. After the destruction of Jerusalem. Forced labor. Heavy stone. Burning sun. The monument of glory was raised by suffering. Marcus walks through a narrow tunnel. Torches flicker on the walls. He touches the cold stone. How many hands touched this before him? How many men stood here and never walked out again? Suddenly, a loud roar. A cage opens nearby. A lion is being prepared. Tomorrow, it will rise through a hidden platform. The crowd will gasp. The emperor will smile. But tonight, the lion is afraid. Just like the men. Marcus kneels on the ground. He does not pray to win. He prays to remain human. Because the real battle in the Colosseum is not against another sword. It is against losing your soul. Day after day, you learn to disconnect, to fight without feeling, to survive without thinking. But Marcus refuses to forget who he is. In the darkness, he repeats his father's words. They can chain your body, not your spirit. The next morning comes quickly. The machinery moves. Ropes tighten. Wood platforms rise. Marcus stands on one of them. Below him, darkness. Above him, blinding light. The mechanism shakes. Slowly, he rises again into the arena. The sound explodes. 50,000 voices. The Emperor is present. The crowd wants something bigger today. Not just a duel. A spectacle. Across the sand, gates open. Not one opponent. Two. And behind them, a cage. The lion steps out. The crowd roars louder than the animal. Marcus feels fear. Real fear. Not of death, but of becoming a monster to survive. The fight begins. The lion attacks first. Chaos fills the arena. One gladiator falls quickly. The other runs. Marcus stands still. He remembers something important. Animals attack from instinct. Humans attack from ego. He waits. He watches. At the right moment, he moves. The battle is brutal. Sand flies. Blood spills. The lion falls. Silence. Marcus is wounded. Barely standing. The crowd is divided. Some cheer wildly. Some look disturbed. The Emperor rises slowly. He studies Marcus carefully. This is no longer just a fighter. This is a symbol. A symbol of endurance. And Rome loves symbols. The Emperor raises his hand. Victory. Marcus lives again. But something has changed. As he looks around the arena, he no longer sees enemies. He sees fear. In the crowd. In the Emperor. In Rome itself. Because the Colosseum was built to show power. But power that needs blood is never truly strong. Years will pass. The games will continue. But slowly, the empire will weaken. The Colosseum will lose its purpose. Earthquakes will break its walls. Time will steal its marble. And one day, it will stand as a ruin. A monument to a world that believed entertainment was worth more than life. Today, when tourists walk through its arches, they see beauty. But beneath their feet are layers of sand and history. And somewhere in that history lives the story of men like Marcus. Not kings. Not emperors. Just survivors. Because the Colosseum was never only about blood. It was about the human will to endure. And sometimes, that is the greatest victory of all. Years pass. The sand of the arena has absorbed too much blood. Marcus is older now. His body carries scars like invisible maps. Each one tells a story. Each one remembers a day he survived. But something is changing. The cheers are not as loud as before. The empire is not as strong. Rome, once unstoppable, begins to feel tired. Taxes increase. Borders are attacked. Enemies grow stronger. And the people begin to question. The games continue. But something feels different. There is less glory. More desperation. The Colosseum still stands tall. But the spirit inside it is fading. Marcus notices it first in the crowd. Before, they screamed with excitement. Now, some watch in silence. Before, they believed Rome was eternal. Now, whispers of doubt move through the city. The empire that once ruled the world is beginning to crack. One evening, after a small fight, Marcus walks alone through the arena. The sun is setting. The sand glows orange. For the first time, there are no spectators, no emperor, no roar, only wind. He kneels and touches the ground. How many men fought here? How many dreams ended here? The Colosseum was built to show power. But power is fragile. In 404 AD, something historic happens. The gladiator games are officially ended. By Emperor Honorius. Not because Rome is kind, but because Rome is changing. Christianity spreads across the empire. Public opinion shifts. Violence for entertainment becomes harder to defend. The great arena falls silent. No more swords. No more lions. No more cheers for death. For the first time in centuries. Peace. But peace does not save Rome. In 410 AD, the Visigoths invade. In 455 AD, the Vandals attack. The once mighty empire trembles. The Colosseum watches it all. Earthquakes strike in later centuries. Massive stones fall. Marble is stolen to build churches and palaces. The monument of blood becomes a quarry. Its walls are broken. Its arches damaged. But it does not disappear. It refuses. Marcus is old now. Too old to fight. He was granted freedom years ago. After many victories. Freedom. The word he dreamed of. But freedom feels strange. After so many years inside the arena, he walks past the Colosseum one final time. Children play near its shadow. They do not know its history. They do not hear the ghosts. Marcus stops. He looks at the broken arches. Once, this place decided life or death. Now, it is only stone. He smiles softly. Because in the end, Rome was not eternal. The emperor was not eternal. The games were not eternal. But survival. Survival is eternal. The Colosseum becomes something new. A symbol not of violence, but of history. A reminder of what humanity can build, and what humanity must learn. Centuries later, travelers arrive from distant lands. They stand inside the ruins. They imagine the noise, the battles, the courage. But what they truly feel is silence. Deep silence. And in that silence is a question. What kind of world do we want to build? One that celebrates destruction? Or one that remembers it, so it never repeats? The Colosseum stands today. Not because of blood, but because of endurance. It survived emperors. It survived invasions. It survived time. Just like Marcus. Just like Rome. Just like the human spirit. Because every empire falls. Every crowd disappears. Every arena becomes quiet. But the lessons remain. And sometimes, the greatest victory is not winning the fight. It is ending it.